Hello, in this lesson, we're going to talk about how to divide large numbers. I'm going to show you a trick that hopefully will help you um, line up and order your numbers better to keep track of where you are in the division process. So you can solve using any method, but I'm going to show you this method that I think you're going to find is pretty nice and easy. Now, we are using 3,243. We are going to put that inside of our boxes. Each digit gets its own box. And then we're dividing by 5. So 5 is going to go on the outside. Now, this is like our area model. What times 5 can get us 3? Hopefully, you said nothing. 0 times 5 is 0. And then we're going to subtract, and we get 3. What we're going to do with this 3 that we have left over is we're going to bring it up to the box next door and put it in front because it was in front of it. Now, how many 5s go into 30? Well, if you're not good with your multiplication facts, then you could even do count bys. So how many times are you going to count 5 until you get to 32 without going over? It's 6 times. 6 times 5 gives us the area of this box, which is 30. We're going to find the difference now between those, which is 2. Now we carry our 2 up to the next place. It's really important that you draw those arrows going to the next box so it shows what you moved over. Now 5 times what gets you close to 24? Again, you can count by your 5s, and how many did you count by? That number goes up. Now 4 gives us 20, 5 gives us 25. 25 is too big, so it only goes in 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. We're going to subtract, and we find it's 4. Bring the 4 up. Now, when I'm subtracting, one thing I want to watch and pay attention to is this number down here that when I subtracted, is this number smaller than what I'm dividing by? If it is not smaller, then it probably was that you didn't go in enough times up top. And you're going to have to change that probably by 1 more. So we carry this 4 over. How many 5s go into 43 without going over? We get 8. 8 times 5 is 40. We subtract. We get 3. 3 is smaller than 5, so we know that worked. Now there's no more boxes, there's no more digits. So the last amount that you were left with is your remainder. So our answer for this problem is 648, remainder 3. Let's try another one. If you're feeling real adventurous, pause the video, then resume it to check your answers. All right, let's take a look. First, we're going to set up our problem. Now, if you notice, this is already set up kind of like what our problem is. Here is your division bar. Not much different. We're just going to put a digit in each box on the inside. And we're going to keep our outside number outside. Now, eighths can be a tricky one. So a good advice is to write all your multiples of 8 down. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. We can stop there because this was one time, two time, three time, four time, five time, six times, seven time, eight time, nine times. We can only have single digit numbers go into each box. So we don't have to go beyond nine of them. How many eights go into eight? Well, we can look down here. We got to eight. It was one time. So we're going to put a one up here. 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract and find the difference. Bring that difference up to the next box after you check that it was smaller than our outside number. 9. If we go across here, we got to 8, 9, 16 would be too big, so it went in one time. We're going to carry up our 1. After we checked, is 1 smaller than 8? It was. Now we have 12. 8, 16. Oops, 16 was too big. So we go to 8. We're going to subtract. We get 4. 4 is smaller than 8. So we can bring it up. 47. I can go 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. Whoops, 48 was too big. So we go back to 40, which is 5 times. So we put the 5 on top and we put the 40 down below. And we get 7. 7 is our remainder. So our answer is 1,115, remainder 7. Using the count bys, the multiples, definitely can help you. If you're taking any type of test or you have a worksheet, writing all the multiples of math problems, math facts that are difficult for you ahead of time, and then having that sheet to refer back and forth to each time is easier than having to write the same multiples for different problems. Let's take a look at a word problem. Again, you can see that this one's using the number 8 and it's using a number 328. So since I'm having word problem, I'm going to write my knowns down. The first known I saw was 8, and the second known I saw was 328. Now, as we read this problem, we're going to look to see if there's any keywords that tell us what kind of math to complete it as. The helper in the school store suggests selling notebooks in packages of 8. How many packages of 8 can be made from 328 notebooks? Well, 328 is the total amount of notebooks we have. 8 is a part. And we're trying to find for a variable of packages. So I'm going to use P for packages, and that's a part. Because I have a total, I know that I am either subtracting or dividing. Because I can make piles of 8, anytime I'm making piles or packing things in groups, I'm going to be dividing or multiplying. And since I knew a total and a part, I'm going to divide. 8 is going on the outside. The 328 goes inside. How many 8s go into 3? None. We carry the 3 up because 3 was smaller than 8. That's how we also knew that none of them went in. How many 8s go into 32? Again, if you're not very good with your facts of 8, start writing your multiples down. But if you had these written down from the last problem and you just kept them on a sheet of paper, it really probably would have been pretty easy to not have to rewrite them again for this problem. Now I can stop already because I got to the amount of 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we're going to put a 4 up here because 4 times 8 is 32. And when I go to subtract that, I get 0. I carry the 0 up to the next box. How many eights go into 8? 1 8 can make 8. And in this case, we have 0 remainder. So how many packages of 8 notebooks can be made with 328 books? 41. Notice I did not need to write the 0 in the beginning in my answer because that wasn't the holding the place of anything, so it meant nothing. Now's the time you could try this one on your own. Pause the video and then resume it when you're ready to check your answer. Welcome back. There are some knowns in this problem. The very first known is 8,676. And my next known is 6. There are 8,676 beads in a barrel factory, so that's a total. These beads are sold in packets of 6. That's a part. How many full, we're going to use F as our variable, packets can be made from the beads in the barrel? So that's our other missing part. So we're going to set up our division problem because we have a part and a total, and we had packets, which means we were grouping. Now again, if you don't know your multiples of 6, then you should probably write down your count bys as part of your known information. And if you write these down on a piece of paper before you get started with a test or a worksheet, you can have them throughout the whole entire worksheet or test. So we wrote the first 9 because, again, we don't need to go past single digit numbers. How many 6s go into 8? 1. How many 6s go into 26? We go all the way over, and that was 4 of them, which gave us 24. How many 6s go into 27? We go across. 24, 30. 24 is the biggest number we can get, so again, that's a 4. We have 24 times 4 times 6 is 24. We get 3 left over. We bring the 3 up. We go to try to find 36. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And it was exactly 36. So we did not have a remainder. So our answer is 1,446. Keep practicing your large division. iExcel is a great tool. Also, getting into any worksheets or problems, have your parents make a problem, or better yet, have yourself make a problem and quiz your parents. But you better know the right answer to see if they're correct.